you can fight with basic boxing techniques with this weapon. So in a boxer stance, you stand with your dominant hand with that leg to the rear. So here, my dominant hand, the hand that I have the most power and force into, is my right hand, so my right leg goes to the rear. This creates a powerful cross. So when your cross comes from the rear, it starts from a much farther back position, and as you thrust it out, it develops more speed and power off of your stronger hand, making a more dominant attack. So from the boxer stance, again, the blades are pointing out, the top of the blades are protecting against the top of the head attacks, and the handles are protecting against strikes to the side of the body. So from a jab, you thrust out with your less dominant hand, which for me, this is my left hand. So I bring the blade down, pointing out with the tip of the blade, and I thrust out. As you can see, I am pivoting on the toes of my left foot, thrusting out, thereby putting my entire body weight into my attack. So I'm here, thrusting out. The next attack is the cross. Again, since the cross comes from off of the rear leg, and it is the most dominant hand, it delivers the most power into your attack. So from here, you bring the blade down, and you strike out. Again, you can see that I am pivoting off of the toes of my rear leg. That causes your entire body weight to be thrown into the attack off of your dominant hand, and from the rearward position, it is a very powerful thrusting technique. The next one is the hook. The hook can either be performed off of the front leg, which is your less dominant hand, or off of your right leg, which is your dominant hand. So for the hook, you bring the blade down, you swing the blade out, and you cut across. Again, here you are cutting first across the blade of the sword, and then as you follow through, you are hooking and tearing with the hook of the sword. So you're here. Again, you spin your whole body weight into the attack and follow through with both the blade of the sword and that of the hook. For the hook off of the rear leg, again, same technique. You bring the hand down, you turn the blade out, and pivot on the rear toes, cutting across. Again, go cutting in across the chest with the blade and following through with the hook. You also have the uppercut. The uppercut can also be performed off of the fore or the aft leg. From the front leg, you bring the blade down and you cut up. You can see again, I am pivoting on the toes of the front leg, throwing my body weight into the attack. So I'm here, cutting up. This is very effective for cutting the sword, the blade of the sword up across the chest, possibly poking the tip of the blade itself under the chin, and then following in with a digging of the hook into the opponent's chest. You can do that off of the rear leg as well. So you're coming up, cutting up, again slicing up the chest, and then digging the point of the blade, such as underneath the chin, and scratching across, digging in with the hook. The final technique in boxing is a corkscrew or overhead punch. So you're here, and that can come up from the top, such as if he has a shield, if he's blocking your technique, you can come up, over, and thrust in. Again, same thing off of the rear leg. You come up, thrust in, and recover back into a boxing stance. So that concludes my demonstration of how you can use this arm blade weapon for boxing techniques.